How to sell to humans.
Hello and welcome to How to Sell to Humans. My name is Timothy Bull. I'm a sales and marketing professional who spent many years working in sales and marketing and has successfully done deals including with multi-billion-dollar companies. This show is all about what works in those areas, both the longer term kind of foundations, but also looking at some of the newer trends. And I also want to use this video series as a kind of way of maybe looking at some of the current things happening at the moment, and talking about how does it affect sales, and also how well are people selling certain things, whether it being politicians selling certain stuff, people on the internet trying to sell you things, and other areas like that. So on today's video I wanted to talk about sales after COVID. We've all been through this horrendous experience. Many of us have sadly lost people. I know friends of friends who passed away through this disease. And now we're looking at moving through the other side. In other words, moving beyond COVID. You know, what does sales look like? And I just had a few short thoughts I wanted to share. First of all, one of the things I was going to start off with saying is that we're all aware of how many things have been changing. So first of all, the number of people working remotely. So things like engaging with video, being able to produce video content, being able to engage with people on that way, that's absolutely crucial in this day and age. You know, we can't get away from it. It's becoming more and more common. And I think even when we move to more regular previous ways of working, and I think we will go back into offices, though I think there'll probably be kind of a mixture of people working more from home. You probably see here I'm in my home office. And it's different from my previous videos because we moved house since I made the last one. So you've got a lot of things there with people using video content, but also as well I think there'll be a lot more people who will be working from home. So how can you adjust your sales process to that? Whereas before you might traditionally have gone and met people in their office spaces, how can you adapt and change the new circumstances? And I do think we will go back into working in offices and that kind of stuff. But again, a lot of things will change and move on. As well as the things that change, I think it's also really important to not forget a lot of the foundations. I'll get into those in just a moment, but please, if you're enjoying this video so far and you want to find out more, make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell. And if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button and leave a comment. Now, as well as things like increased video content, and loads of us have been using Zoom, Teams, Skype, what have you. I'll probably do a video about all the kind of the strange ways, the sort of waving at people, all those kind of bits and pieces. But I would also say as well that something that's reinforced to me are a lot of the foundations that we need to take into account in sales. So one of the most crucial ones being people buy from people. And what I mean by that, part of the name of the whole channel, How to Sell to Humans, is I think sometimes we've allowed sales to become very cold, very kind of clinical. But I think at the core of things, we need to always remember we're selling to other human beings. So one of the cool things I always think about is, how do I like people selling to me? Now, you're not going to sell to everyone who's exactly like you, but it always comes down to those crucial things. Are you likable? Are you knowledgeable about what you talk about? I'm not saying a salesperson has to know absolutely everything about every topic they deal with, but how are you making sure that you cover what you need to know? Are you building the right connections? One of the other crucial things connected to that is, are you asking the right questions? Are you checking up on someone? Are you making sure that you're understanding what it is what it is they need? What is it they're looking to achieve? No one ever gets really excited about buying some particular thing. There's always some reason why they're buying it. Highly likely an emotional one, but there's always this sort of core of, okay, so are you connecting with that person? The worst things I've had is when people come and just pitch at me. They don't ask me any questions. They don't sort of say, you know, Tim, is this what you're looking for? One of the worst ones I had was a phone call from a lady who was trying to sell me a particular media product. Now, I'd heard from her before, and she called me up, and I sort of, you know, she checked I was who she thought I was, and then she launched into this 12-minute pitch of me. And I remember just thinking about it, and at that point, I mean, I was listening for politeness. I wasn't really listening to what she had to say anymore. And that always sticks in my mind. When I'm engaging with people, how am I making sure that I'm listening to what they say? How am I making sure that I'm asking the right questions? You know, and all those other sort of core things as well. You know, are you properly qualifying people? Yes, at the moment it's going to be a buyer's market in many ways, but if you're sensible, doing all the right things, doing proper qualification, that will help see you through. And I think as well in these times, it's also really important, you know, thinking about those foundations. How are you presenting yourself? How are you selling yourself? It's a big reason why I'm doing these YouTube videos now and picking them up once again. So I think it's so important to be able to articulate what it is you think, and to be able to share that with people in order to help them. I used to, many years ago, I worked in public relations, public affairs, and one of the biggest things I found was that a lot of, might just be a British thing, but a lot of Brits working in public relations, they were fantastic at fantastic at promoting their customers, their clients, but lousy at promoting themselves. Now, I've been paying a lot of attention to a lot of people on LinkedIn who are doing fantastic jobs in selling themselves, and a lot of people right now are looking for new jobs, and those of us who are fortunate to be in, to have really good jobs. I think it's also important to also bear in mind, you know, when you're speaking to people, you know, when you're pitching your company, when you're, you know, pitching what you have to offer, how do you come across? Do you come across as likable? Do you come across as knowledgeable? Do you come across as someone that will want to do business with you? I think these are all really crucial things. So just to kind of briefly summarize, I think with life, you know, sales after COVID, I think there's going to be some short-term changes. My very nature as a salesman is I would say I'm cautiously optimistic. I think salespeople, they can't live in hope, but they have to think very carefully about, okay, what is it you want to achieve? What is it you want to do? And I think with that, you need to be, I think with everything with COVID, I think there will still be a lot of demand. I think we're seeing, you know, in the UK now, we're seeing a lot of things start to reopen. Yeah, there's going to be challenging times ahead, but I also think that if you practice those skills, you adapt and you work on those foundations, you won't go too far wrong. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'd love to know your thoughts about sales after COVID. Please do leave your comments down below, and also please remember to hit subscribe and the notification bell, and like if you like this video. For now, I wanted to wish you all a very happy time, and happy selling, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much.